Months passed as the battle for the kingdom waged on. Word was sent to the queen that the king had fallen and the castle had been taken by Azar's army. When the time came for the queen to have her child, she fell ill and soon knew that she would not live to see her child grow. Queen Iris called for the bookmaker, her most trusted noble. "I will count on thee to know when the time comes that the king's child is to rise up and to take back our land. Bring a scroll to me." The bookmaker brought to the queen a small scroll, ink and a quill. The queen began to draw a map and write along its edge. "Only the child of the king will be able to follow this map to its end," said the queen. "It will lead my child to their destiny. Now go, tell the watchman to lock the mountain door that guards the way to the safe city." The bookmaker nodded and left the queen to tell the watchman what the queen had decreed.
The map you were using earlier? Where'd you get it?
It was handed down from my father, and from his father before him. So they bought into all this too?
They were fooled by the legend, just like your brother.
Bee continued along her journey. The crow once again met up with her, and they followed the map to the entrance of the forest of weeping willows.
"We should be able to make it through before the afternoon's end."
After several minutes of walking along the forest's path, the crow questioned Bee about her lost friend.
"How long has your friend been missing?"
"I don't know exactly. Longer than I would like, that is for sure."
"And how do you believe that you will find him after such a long time?"
I don't know, but I must try to find him. He's my best friend."
Bee's feet were beginning to feel very heavy, and she continued to walk slower and slower.
"What is the matter, child? You look as if you are growing tired."
"I do not know. I feel a strange heaviness pressing down upon me."
What Bee did not know was that the forest of weeping willows knew the thoughts of those walking beneath the canopy of its trees. Whenever someone thought of happiness and hope for the future, they became lighter and were able to move swiftly through the forest. If, however, one were to allow sadness and regret from the past to plague their mind, the weight of those thoughts would hold tightly to them, making them very tired and eventually lulling them into a deep sleep.
Bee?
"Yes, Crow?"
Have you thought of what might happen if you do not find your friend?
Bee felt one of the weeping willow branches brush against her arm. She pushed it away and attempted to quicken her pace. The branches of one of the willows parted to reveal a soft nest for Bee to rest in the cool of the shade. Bee stopped walking and fell onto the nest and eventually lay down her head. Bee tried to fight the temptation to sleep, but her eyelids grew heavier and heavier, and the branches of the tree covered her in a warm cocoon.
"My friend needs me."
Rest, my child. You must think only of yourself now.
Just before the lids of her eyes were sealed in slumber, she caught one last glimpse of the crow. She noticed petals from one of the brightly coloured flowers she had used to guide her through the labyrinth, crushed between the talons of the crow's foot.
Good night, Bee.
She drifted finally into the deep sleep of the forest. She began to dream and saw herself in the labyrinth again. She saw the colourful purple and white flowers falling from the sky, but as she reached for them they were changed into black feathers. The walls of the hedges were in a large circle around her, and she had nowhere to go.
Bee, it's time to wake up, Bee.
Bee felt herself being shaken and heard Liam's voice again.
You need to wake up.
Bee opened her eyes slowly, and she saw Liam standing over her, cutting the branches of the weeping willows away from her.
Liam, what happened? I was walking and became afraid that I would never see you again. And I became very tired, and...
I know, Bee. It's okay. But we need to get out of the forest.
How did you find me?
I could ask you the same question, but let's talk about all that later. Come on, we have to get out of here.
Liam took Bee's hand and led her along out of the forest. As they crossed through the final barrier of branches guarding the exit of the great trees, they emerged into an immense clearing.
Liam, how did you know I was in the forest?
I saw the crow flying and I knew that he would not enter the forest unless he was intending to lead someone astray. But I did not know that I would find you, Bee. What are you doing all the way out here?
I was looking for you.
Thank you, Bee. You are a true friend.
You said you know the crow?
Yes. He pretended to be my companion, as I'm sure he did yours. He helped me all the way to the tower. Then he betrayed me by stealing the map, my only guide to and from the safe city.
Bee took out the weathered map.
This is how I found you.
Bee handed Liam the map. He took out his own portion, which had been torn from the map. Liam held the two pieces together.
Come on!
Where are we going?
To the Lost Tower.
Elias? Elias! Elias? Elias? Elias!
Audrey, how'd you find me?
I'm so sorry, Elias. I'm so sorry you had to be by yourself. The stories are more real than you think. We're not going back yet. What are you talking about? We're going home immediately.
Yeah, Rose, let's get back quick as dark.
Audrey?
Stay close to me, Elias.